My name is Sharon Hearn-Smith and I'm the author of No Bake Baking. Together with Mummy Pages, I'm going to show you how to make one of my favourite recipes from the book, my macadamia, cranberry and chocolate biscuit bars. They're super easy to make and really fun too. They'll have all of your family and friends wondering how on earth you made them without using the oven. They make for a great festive treat and actually a really nice edible gift too. This only has 5 ingredients and the first of which is a really great one to start with, chocolate. I have a pan on the heat here and I'm just going to break the chocolate into the pan. I'm using white chocolate, but you could use milk or dark chocolate instead. And then my next ingredient is condensed milk. And this just gives it a really lovely fudgy gooiness to the biscuit. And then just leave that on a low heat for a couple of minutes until melted and just stir it occasionally. And then my next ingredient are digestive biscuits. Now again, you could switch the biscuits up. You could use ginger nuts or chocolate biscuits if you like, but digestives are always a great one for no-bake baking. So I'm just going to put them into the processor. I want to blitz them up to fine crumbs like you would for a cheesecake base. A bit of noise. Okay, perfect. They're really nice and fine. I'm just going to have a little tidy up. The chocolate is almost melted as well. Let's have a look. Whoa, it's looking really nice and gooey. Delicious. So I just want it to be completely smooth. Nearly there, just a couple more little lumps in that. I could just get a spoon now and eat it as it is. Okay, so take the biscuits, which are now in the fine crumbs, and simply tip them in on top of the melted chocolate and condensed milk. And then mixy. So give it a really good mix up until well combined. Now at this stage, sometimes I like to add other ingredients, like maybe some, now we are going to put some nice toppings on top, but still you could add some nice raisins maybe, or chocolate drops, or maybe some crushed up honeycomb. Any goodies that you like could be added in at this point. Now can you see, it looks like a bit of a mess, but we're getting there. You kind of have to work quickly at this point because it feels like it's about to turn into wallpaper paste and solidify. So just keep it working quickly. So the next step then is to simply get your tin. And I have a square tin that I've lined with non-stick parchment paper. And you might think, what are these weird little bulldogs doing there? But I love to use those on my tins, even if I'm putting them in the oven, because they just help to keep that paper on the sides of the tin and stop it from sticking to your food. So just take the mixture and drop it into the tin. Now the great thing about no-bake baking is that really you don't need a metal tin like this. You could use a baking dish if you like, as long as the size and the volume of it is the same as the recipe. Because this is not actually going in the oven, it's just going to set in the fridge. Now, so simply I'm just going to get a spoon and simply spread out the mixture. And again, work quickly before it begins to set. Spread it out, right out to the edges. And then you want to get it as smooth as possible on the top. Oh, the smell is just wonderful. White chocolate, digestive biscuits, and that condensed milk. It smells lovely and fudgy already. And that is simply it. That is the base. And this is perfect speedy mom treats because that was really quick to make, but also now this is kind of quick to set. But the best part is that this can be made well in advance, so you can be super organized. There we go. So I'm just going to set that aside for a second and show you the toppings. So I have 3 ingredients. I have macadamia nuts, which I've just toasted lightly, and then some festive cranberries, but you can use any dried fruits that you like raisins, sultanas, dried apricots, for example. And then I don't think we've used enough chocolate, so a little bit of melted chocolate to go on top. So I'm just going to pour this over. Yummy. Get it all out of that jug. Pour it all over the top. And like I said, you could use milk or dark chocolate in the base. Likewise, you could use milk or dark chocolate on top. Or you could use a mixture. In fact, you could marble the different chocolates, which would make a really nice effect on top. So again, just spread that out. And that is going to be the glue for the topping then. So just set that aside for a second. And with the macadamia nuts, I'm just going to chop them up a little bit. And again, with the nuts, you could use other nuts like hazelnuts, pecans, almonds. And if you don't want to chop them, you can buy sliced almonds, for example, or already chopped and roasted hazelnuts. So just change up the flavors however you like, and you can make a different biscuit bar every time. And now we're ready to sprinkle. So the cranberries, just sprinkle them evenly over the top. Oh, they've all landed in one corner as I say that. And then the macadamia nuts then also. Oh, it even sounds amazing going on top. Yummy. And they are going to give a lovely crunch, and then the cranberries a nice kind of juicy bite to the biscuits. So macadamias and cranberries are really festive toppings to use, and they work really well together. Just press them lightly into the top of the chocolate, and that is it. Bar waiting for them to set in the fridge, your work is done. So just pop them in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. But like I said, you could make them really far in advance, even up to a couple of weeks, and let them set. So this is the bar all nice and set out of the fridge. And I'm just going to simply lift it out of the tin by the parchment paper and onto a board. And then all you need to do is chop it up. And you can either chop it into long bars or make them into even smaller little squares. Now, if it's a little bit hard to chop, just leave it out of the fridge for maybe 20 or 30 minutes until it softens up a little bit. And then arrange them nicely on a cake stand. That's always a really fun and nice bit to do, besides eating them. And they are my macadamia, cranberry and white chocolate biscuit bars.